Hello YouTube and welcome to another Techsloth video. It's time for a comparison between the Huawei P8 Lite and the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation. I've tested both devices side by side for a couple of days now, and I won't bother you with hardware facts or benchmarks. No, I will tell you about the normal life, normal daily usage categories, about the build quality, the feeling in your hands, about the displays, the speakers, what about the cameras, battery life, performance, software updates, features and all the other stuff. First of all, I recommend both devices in the color black. The Huawei got a big black frame around the device, which you won't notice that much on the black version. And Motorola still don't get their white colors matching. So both devices first of all gets it in black. Second category, build quality. Both devices are made out of plastic or polycarbonate. And hands down, with any questions, the Huawei P8 Lite is the winner. It's smaller, it's lighter, and it feels definitely better built. Yes, you could think this is metal and this is aluminium, but no, it's also plastic or polycarbonate. And the Moto G3 just feels like a plastic bomber. It's thick, it's heavy in comparison. Yes, it got this normal Motorola feeling. But compared to the P8 Lite, I definitely would recommend the P8 Lite, or I would prefer having it in my hands. Of course, everybody has to decide for their own which device looks better to them and feels better to them. Next category, display. Both devices got a 5-inch screen with an HD ready resolution, 1280 by 720 pixel, which gives you 294 ppi as a pixel density. You have to say the Huawei device is looks a little bit more bluish, more whiter, a colder display color, and the G3 got a little bit warmer, a little bit more yellow. Both devices are in a normal day usage to totally normal. Viewing angles could be better. They're a little bit better on the P8 Lite. But on both devices, the screens are not the best features. They are just standard screens with a standard resolution, nothing fancy. In comparison, you can make the G3 screen a lot brighter. So, but also in normal sunlight, if on outside, the P8 III is still usable. But the brighter screen got the G3. Next category, let's talk about the speakers. We got a mono speaker on the side on the P8 Lite, and we got a mono speaker, no stereo sound for the G3 on the front side. And the speaker on the G3 is a little bit louder and a little bit clearer and got more volume. Both speakers have no bass at all. So if I would have to choose one device to watch a movie on, to hear an audiobook or listen to the radio, I would choose the G3. It wins this category just a tiny little bit. Not much, but this better speaker definitely is on the G3. Cameras. This is nice because both devices got a 13 megapixel main camera on the backside and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. The picture quality on both devices can be good. If you have enough light, if you have enough time, both devices make great pictures. Both make good pictures if you have time and light. If you're just pulling the device out and snap and shoot, point and shoot, and you're doing just dirty snapshots, I would say the G3 is a tiny little bit better. Video quality on both devices is horrible. Yeah, not really horrible, but it's okay for the price, but still not good. Both record in full HD, but it only looks like bad 720p resolution, while the audio recording quality is definitely better on the Moto G3. This was it for the backside cameras. What about the front-facing cameras? 5 megapixel sensors. Both make decent selfies, both are okay. Talking about the picture quality, it's a tie, but there's a huge difference in the video recording quality. The front-facing camera of the G3 is a smooth video recording machine, and the audio quality is way better than on the P8 Lite. So clear winner here, definitely the G3. So, performance. Both devices come with Android 5.0 and 5.1. We got here close to vanilla stock Android on the Moto G. Motorola is famous for this one, and I really like this and I dig this. And here we got 5.0, and Huawei is putting their Emotion UI 3.1 software on top of it, which looks strange, which looks differently, but you can get used to it. But still, it's a question. If you prefer vanilla Android, the Moto G is your device, or wins this category. Overall performance on both devices is smooth. Yes, here and there are lags, even if you're loading big apps or switching between big apps. But I have to say, I got the 2 GB version of the Huawei P8 Lite and the 1 GB version of the Moto G. And they're definitely really close to each other. Maybe a little bit smoother, but not really. And especially if I would compare both devices in the 2 GB version, I would say maybe even the Moto G3 would be a little bit faster here and there. But both devices definitely are fast enough for normal stuff, browsing the web, doing social media, playing normal standard games. Both are no high-end gaming devices. Surfing the web, definitely here, browsing, zooming in, zooming out, is smooth as butter on both devices, no problems here. So this is this point. Hardware, yes, we got normal Snapdragon here, and Huawei is doing their own CPU. They're called Kirin, and we got a Kirin 620. It's an octa-core, but this is not a real octa-core. It's dual quad-core with 1.2 GHz. And I would say maybe the benchmarks, one benchmark wins the G3, another one wins the P8 Lite. But overall, nice devices, smooth devices. But I have to say, I would prefer the vanilla Android performance, which is here and there maybe a little tiny bit smoother. In my experience, loading bigger apps and switching between apps, the 2 GB of RAM of the P8 Lite gives the advantage here. What about battery life? I definitely have to say the G3 is the better battery life machine. You get at least 1 to 2 hours more on-screen time out of the device, and the standby time is just amazing, way better than on the P8 Lite. As a normal standard user, you get 2 days out of the G3. As a standard user on the P8 Lite, I would not recommend starting the second day without charging the device overnight. A heavy user on both devices get through the day, yes, but we will have more battery life left on the G3. And a hardcore user has to charge the device, has to charge the P8 Lite, but a hardcore user could maybe use the G3 through the whole day. It depends if you, but overall, definitely without any questions, more battery life on the G3. What about other things? Both devices got 4G LTE. Both devices support 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, but both devices don't support 5 GHz Wi-Fi, which is really sad. The P8 Lite comes with NFC, and there's no NFC on the G3, which is really sad if you want to use NFC. But an advantage of the G3, it's waterproof, up to 30 minutes under 1 meter of water. So water resistance is there, no water resistance here, which also can be a big plus. So what else? Special features. We got on both devices one micro SIM card and a micro SD card slot. But the P8 got a special feature. We got a combination slot. Either you're choosing a micro SD card for more storage. Both devices, I've tested both devices with 64 GB cards. Or you can get dual SIM. But I guess I've already told you that. But just keep that in mind as a special feature. Another nice thing is the P8 got tap to wake, so you have to activate it and then you get tap to wake to see the screen. There's no tap to wake on the Moto G. No tap to wake anywhere here, but you can move it and then you can see the notifications, or at least the time. But two nice features. Okay, one feature is doing the whip thing with the device. So Indiana Jones, and the flashlight will be activating, and you can also turn it off again. But this is a really nice, necessary feature. I mean, all the iPhone user, you will tap the screen or push the button, swipe up, and then just hit the flashlight symbol. But one thing, this is really cool. Starting the camera on the P8. You have push a button or double tap and then you swipe, and so you have to stare at the screen to activate the camera. On the G3 you just have to shake it, so you can pull the device out of your pants, and then in the up movements you can change shake the device and the camera will start, and you will in the moment you're looking on the screen and you're ready to take the picture, and you can take the picture, which is a really nice feature. But I would really prefer having both features, tap to wake on and the shaky thing to activate the camera, which is really nice. So both devices cost around the same. In my experience, the G3 is here and there a little bit better, and I really like Android, so I would choose the G3. If you're more into the design and you want a better looking device and the device with a better feeling in your hands, definitely the P8 Lite. But there's one last point that you have to keep in mind, and this is updates, Android updates, software updates. Huawei is not famous for doing this. A lot of old devices don't get the newest Android versions, and on the other side you got Motorola. All the devices, or a lot of devices, get really fast updates. They will get the new Marshmallow Android 6.0 really fast. Maybe it's because Motorola was a Google company, or maybe because they really like the stock Android look and the design and the features. But maybe in the future this will change, because there are rumors that Huawei is building one of the next Nexus devices together with Google. Maybe this will change the way they are looking at updates, or maybe maybe Google is pushing them for more updates, or even for older devices. But from experience, we just learned Motorola. If you want updates, if you want the newest software, if you want fast updates, Motorola is the way to go. So this is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!